Trouble on the Prairie. During the first days on the trail, everyone began to get into the routine that would be theirs for the months that followed. Up at 4 a.m. to the tune of Captain Jack's bugle, the cows milked, the other animals brought in from their overnight grazing and wandering, breakfast cooked over a campfire and eaten by 6:30. Lunches packed for the midday rest time called nooning, oxen yoked, and everything loaded up ready to go by 7 o'clock.
Wagons, ho!
And then the long day's journey began with Pa and Caleb walking along beside the oxen, shouting out their commands and cracking their enormous whips that sounded like gunshots over the heads of the great beasts to guide them along the path. Abel spent his days herding their family's animals to keep them heading in the right direction. Grandpa drove his wagon's mules, Ma tended to little Faith, sometimes trying to attend to small chores while their prairie schooner swayed to and fro, as did Lucy in her wagon, and yet both women walked much of the time. Mary Jane and Abby loved to walk along beside their wagon and pick the spring flowers that grew along the wayside.
Hey, look, Mary Jane. Aren't these pretty? Let's pick some.
Ma said they're called white wind flowers. That's a good name, because it sure can be windy out here on the prairie.
And dusty.
Yeah, so dusty it's hard to breathe sometimes, especially when it's our turn to be one of the last wagons. By the time the other wagons and all the animals up front stir up all the dust, you can hardly see where you're going.
Move on there, Big Sam. Hit along, Brutus.
Pa sure has his hands full with those oxen. Big Sam and Brutus are good in the lead, though.
Pa's big whip sounds like a gunshot, and it's so heavy I can't even lift it.
But he never hits the oxen with it. He just snaps it over their heads.
And that tells them which way to turn.
Yeah. Anyways, did you see Abel last night?
Uh-huh. He looked like a raccoon.
He had his nose covered with his handkerchief all day, and when he took it off, it looked like...
like he was wearing a mask of dirt around his eyes.
Yes, I saw him too. Ugh, boys are so dirty. And so are some girls. And some girls don't even wear their bonnets and are getting all tan and ugly.
Well, Maggie Hogan, I thought you never came out of your wagon.
Oh, I come out, but not usually when we're traveling. It's too...
Yeah, we know. Too dirty.
Yes, dirty. Today we're near the front, though, and we have horses to pull our wagon. They can go a lot faster than mules or your old oxen.
Well, we like our oxen. Pa says...
What? That they're better than horses for hauling? Well, we'll just see, won't we? And if you need to get someplace in a hurry...
Like where, Maggie?
Anywhere. Maybe you'll wish you had horses, too. But too bad. We don't let anybody borrow our horses.
She's such a pain.
A royal pain. Anyway, today we don't have to worry so much about dust because it's our turn to be the very first in line. All the dust will be behind us.
Grandpa says, be glad it's only dust, 'cause when it rains, it's gonna be mud.
Oh my! Abby! Mary Jane!
Mama, I'm scared.
We'll get in the wagon, Faith. Don't worry. Oh, what a storm. It just came up so fast.
Whoa there, Big Sam.
Mary Jane! Abby, come quick!
Mama!
They're coming, Mom!
Everybody to your wagons!
Captain Jack! The wind! It's so...
Tie down the canvas! It's gonna be a bad one, folks!
Abel! Get to the back and see if you can pull the drawstring tighter. The rain's coming in.
All right. Oh, no. All our bedding is wet.
Mama, the wagon! It's shaking!
Hang on! And keep down, everyone! I've got to stay outside and hold on to Big Sam and Brutus. If I don't, they're likely to bolt.
Oh, Joshua, be careful!
I'll be out with you in a second, Pa.
The rain's coming right through the canvas cover.
Mama!
I'm right here, Faith. Don't be afraid.
The canvas, it's starting to rip.
Grab the edge if you can, Mary Jane, and hold on tight.
Ma, it's hail. Huge chunks of hail.
Oh, Lord, please save us all.
After almost an hour, the worst of the prairie storm passed by, leaving behind a steady rain. Just as Grandpa had predicted, however, the rain produced its own problems.
We'll lay over tonight, folks, and see what tomorrow brings. There's a river to cross ahead, and it may be flooded from the storm. I need 2 volunteer scouts to ride ahead with me to check it out.
I'll go.
Thank you, Mr. Sills.
I'll go.
Joshua, all right then. Meet you back here in 15 minutes, and we'll be on our way.
I'll get you some Johnny cake to take with you, Joshua. Do you think you'll be back by nightfall?
I'm not sure. Abel?
Yes, Pa?
Abel, I'm counting on you to take care of things while I'm gone. You and Grandpa.
All right, Pa. I'll make sure the animals are hobbled so they don't wander too far away.
Very good. They'll be looking for grass.
At least they won't have to look for water. Puddles are everywhere.
Didn't I tell you, huh? I'll bet it won't be long before you're all wishing for some of that dust you love so much.
I'm wishing for it already. Will we ever get everything dried out again? Well, I best be getting those Johnny cakes. I'll tell you one thing. I'm mighty grateful to have our little metal stove. At least Lucy and I won't have to try building a fire in a puddle. Mary Jane, supper's almost ready. I'll be needing the milk bucket from under the wagon. Even though we didn't travel as far today, the movement of the wagon should have already churned the butter in the bucket.
I'll get it. At least that's one chore we don't have to do. The butter gets churned when the wagon sways back and forth.
Abby!
Yes, Mama?
You and Faith get the dishes and utensils out of the grub box. I'll bring supper to the wagon so you can stay out of the mud. As soon as Abel and Grandpa get in from their chores, we'll eat.
Is Pa coming back tonight? Are they Indians?
Now don't you go worrying about Indians, Faith. Your father will be fine. At least I hope so.
Phew. What a day.
The girls just now fell asleep here in the wagon. We didn't even try to put up the tents. Anyway, they'll be glad to see you made it back safely. Faith was worrying about Indians, and I'll admit that
Well, in fact, we did see some. They rode right up to us, war paint and all.
No.
Yes. But there were only a few. They rode up, stopped, pointed at us, and laughed.
They laughed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, thank goodness they didn't
They
try.
didn't make any trouble. They're not the real problem.
Oh?
The river's running high, and very fast.
And very dangerous.
Yes. We'll have to give it a few days to settle down. The banks are so muddy, our wagons will sink to the axles if we try to cross. But Captain Jack knows just what to do.
Oh?
Tomorrow, we'll pull the wagons near the river and cut timber in the woods there. We'll lay the long logs side by side, parallel to the river on top of the mud, back from the bank maybe, 20 feet or so. That way our wagons can roll across the logs into the water. A few of us will go to the other side and do the same thing there as soon as it's safe, so we can get up the bank over there.
And that will work?
According to Captain Jack, it will.
A river crossing, and there were many along the way, even under the best of circumstances, could be a risky business. Not a few animals, wagons, and people too, were swept away over the years, especially when the rivers were running swift and deep. It took Joshua and the other men of the wagon train 2 days of hard labor to prepare the riverbank for passage, and in the meantime, families partially unloaded their wagons to make them as light as possible.
Whew, Sarah, what a job!
Let me guess, Lucy, you got your heirloom clock unloaded before Caleb decides to take your wagon across the first time.
Yes, I guess it's silly. I mean, we can't wear that clock. We can't eat it, but still.
Never you mind. I understand completely. Your clock and my china are the two things that will make it seem a little like home once we get to Oregon.
The men and boys worked to cover the outside of the wagons with tar to make them as watertight as possible. The plan was for each wagon to make the first trip across with just part of the load, which would be taken off and stacked on the far side. The wagons would cross back, take on the remainder of the family's belongings, and cross again. Each wagon would then be completely reloaded, ready to continue. Mr. Hogan, Maggie's father, restless because of the delay, insisted that he didn't need to wait, that his horses could easily swim across, pulling their partially loaded wagon to the other side.
I don't advise it, Mr. Hogan. I won't give the order to cross until I know it's reasonably safe. There's always risk, but don't...
Captain Jack, you just don't know my team. They're prime specimens, young and strong.
Prime or not, it's too soon to try the crossing.
Mr. Hogan was eager to prove his point, however, and although he had signed the agreement to follow Captain Jack's orders on the trip, he was a proud and headstrong man. He hitched his team and guided them onto the bumpy ramp, urged them forward into the water.
Yeah! Hogan! Come back!
Almost immediately there was trouble.
No!
Grandpa, look! His wagon is tipping!
Over it goes.
Grandpa, he'll drown!
Oh, he can swim, Mary Jane, if he can get clear of the horses and the wagon. Oh, thank goodness he didn't take his family with him.
Look! I see him! He's swimming! The wagon's dragging the horses under! He's gonna make it!
The wagon is gonna hit the rock!
Look! He's crawling up the bank on the other side! He's all right!
I can't see the horses!
They're goners for sure, they are!
Oh, they are.
Grandpa, I don't want to go across the river. What if we can't make it?
Now, don't you worry. We won't be going over until the river settles down. After this, maybe more people will realize that when Captain Jack gives advice, it's best to listen.
What about Mr. Hogan's wagon and the horses? Maggie, she was bragging about their horses.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Hogan was pretty proud of his team.
So what now, Grandpa? What will happen to Maggie's family?
Mr. Hogan's lost supplies and drowned horses were the first real tragedy of the trip. One of the horses had been able to get free and swim to the far bank, but the others, dragged down by the wagon in the swirling current, were lost. However, in a spirit of cooperation, other members of the wagon train graciously tried to help the Hogan family transport their remaining supplies, and they generously offered to share their own items.
I have a little room on my wagon, Maggie. Tell your mother I'll take on a couple of your trunks.
My wife has an extra quilt. I'm sure she'd let you folks use it.
We can make room for your grub box. A good thing that wasn't lost. We have an extra camp chair you can use.
If you want to ride in our wagon sometimes, Maggie, I'm sure Ma would let you.
Well, Mary Jane, I'm sure Pa will let me ride our horse if I want. It's better than riding in a bumpy old wagon anyway.
I thought you liked riding in a wagon, but you just suit yourself, Maggie Hogan. Ride your horse or walk all the way to Oregon. See if I care.
Mary Jane, there's no need.
Oh, I know. No need to be nice to some people.
You know that's not what I was going to say.
I know, Grandpa, but she just makes me so mad.
Well, never you mind. Doesn't matter what other people do or say. Don't react to their bad behavior with your own now.
I'm sorry. I'll try to remember about their wagon and their horses, and be glad that Maggie wasn't on the wagon and drowned, or something really horrible.
Well, it's always good to try. Anyway, I'm hoping you'll try real hard.
All right, Grandpa. I know you're right.
That's my girl. Now, come on. Let's see if we can find Mrs. Hogan and help her out.
Once everyone was across the river safely, the journey continued. There, on the great open prairie, the grass grew so tall beside the wagon tracks that children could be lost if they wandered into it. Violent storms continued to buffet the travelers across prairie and plains, and there were more dangerous rivers to cross. Other problems also presented themselves too. As the trees thinned out, so did their source of firewood, and that meant no fuel for the fires to cook their meals. But there was a solution, even if it didn't meet everyone's approval at first.
Ooh! How can you even touch those things? Well, I guess I shouldn't wonder. You're not even trying to be a lady, Mary Jane. You don't wear your bonnet, and just look at your brown arms, Abby.
You want to have supper, don't you? Stew, biscuits.
Well, of course.
So, what is your mother gonna build a fire with, huh?
Certainly not with those.
These work very well, I'll have you know. Mother used a whole basket of them this morning and had a good hot fire going.
We gather them before breakfast.
And it hardly even smelled bad.
Yeah, I bet.
Not very bad, anyway.
Maggie! Maggie! Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, hello, Abby. Mary Jane.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Hogan.
Now, see there, Maggie. These girls are doing very well. And where's the basket you were supposed to take with you? You haven't collected a single chip yet. And without the chips, we won't have a fire.
Chips? Chips?
Chips. Meadow muffins. Whatever you want to call them. That's what we have to use for our fires now.
But, Mother...
No buts, Maggie. I'll be needing to rustle up some supper directly, so you get busy. Find that basket and fill it.
Come on, Maggie. If you want, we'll show you how to tell which ones to pick up.
It's not so bad.
How can it not be bad? It's dried buffalo. Dried buffalo poop.
At least there's a lot of it.
Don't worry. If you just pick up the really dry ones, you won't get your fingers too dirty, Maggie.
The pioneers were adaptable, resourceful travelers, using whatever was at hand for their necessities. Dried buffalo chips became standard fuel for much of the journey. But when those were scarce and no wood was available, twisted knots of dried grass or sagebrush were used. When they were near rivers, the women washed a few clothes if there was enough time and spread them over the bushes or grass to dry. But water to drink was sometimes more of a problem. Often it was muddy or swampy, or worse.
I declare, Lucy, this water is alive with
little wiggly worms.
Oh, yes.
Here, let me get my handkerchief. It's clean, and maybe if we run the water through that, it will catch all the wigglers and at least some of the dirt.
Good idea, because I just don't think, thirsty as I am, that I can drink this water the way it is now.
Look, seems to be working.
It does, doesn't it? Let's strain a whole panful so we'll all have decent water for tonight and tomorrow morning.
The women worked many wonders, using their best efforts to provide for their families under the worst of conditions. They managed, among other things, to cook over hastily built open fires during the entire cross-country trip.
Sarah, I don't know how you do it. How can you make an apple pie while we're on the trail?
I can't take all the credit. Lucy and I did it together.
Sarah made the crust, and I soaked the apples from our dried fruit supply.
And we baked it in our Dutch oven over the fire.
Well, I'm glad all we have to do is keep our oxen headed in the right direction, eh, Caleb?
Yep, we have the easy job. Hey, look there. Looks like somebody's heading our way from the west.
I wonder what's happening. You don't suppose they're heading back home?
Well, I have to admit, there are times I've thought about it.
Me too. The thought of a warm, dry cabin seems almost...
Hey, look. They've stopped to talk to Captain Jack. Come on, Joshua. Let's go see what's up.
So, Mr. Baxter, is it?
Yes. Baxter, Josiah Baxter. This here's my wife, Mary.
So, how many in the camp are down sick, do you reckon, Mr. Baxter?
How many? How many? I don't know. Seems like everybody. So many we couldn't just move on. Every day we bury a bunch more. Including my Mandy. She was only 4. And my baby, Jeremy, just 2.
I took sick in the morning. I was dead by nightfall. My babies are gone.
The cholera is killing everybody.
How far ahead on the trail were you when this happened?
Just up the way, 25, 30 miles. And it's happened before. So many graves.
I know the place. Lots of graves there over the years.
Oh, yeah. Some new, some old. Some that's been raided by Indians. We buried Mandy and Jeremy deep, I tell you. Right on the trail, right where the wagons will roll over them, so nobody can see where they are. Nobody will disturb their graves, and they can rest in peace.
Oh, my poor babies.
I'm mighty sorry. Sorry for both of you.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry we ever started to Oregon. We should have stayed home. That's what Mary here wanted.
I never wanted to come.
I should have listened to her. And now we're going back.
Oh, yes.
For sure. I should have listened to my Mary.
Oh, Joshua, cholera. What if...
It sounded bad, all right, Sarah. What do you think, Caleb, Lucy, Dad? Should we go on?
I sure feel sorry for Mr. Baxter and his wife.
So do I.
I guess most of the people die from it once it hits them.
Well, not good news. But what do we have to go back to? We've sold everything off.
Yes, but we could start again.
True enough.
I agree.
I just don't know. We've come so far already.
Joshua, think of the children.
Well, let's talk to Captain Jack. He must know what to do.
Good idea. Let's see what he says.
Yep, I've seen this before. Seems to me the cholera hits the worst when there's a lot of rain or in places where almost every wagon train stops to overnight. Must be something to that, so I'm aiming to push through fast. I've lost more than a few of my train to cholera in the past, and I don't want to lose more. I'll do my best to keep you all safe, but, well, this ain't a trip for the weak of heart, if you know what I mean.
In the end, the Allens, Joshua and Sarah, Grandpa and the children, along with Caleb and Lucy, decided to stay with the wagon train bound for Oregon. The journey ahead was long, and who could know what lay ahead for them on the trail? But like so many other brave pioneers, they headed west toward the mountains and beyond.